Yes, she helped me so much. If I'm here, it's because I owe it to her. Clarice let a tear slip from the corner of her eye. I miss her so much. It seems like I feel her nearby. I've even reached the point of smelling her perfume. Send her a kiss. Clarice just hugged you. She was moved. I would love to have the ability to see this energetic universe that surrounds us. You already have the natural ability to perceive it. With study and attention, you'll get there. How good it is to know that we are never alone. Chapter 15. Myrna finished her bath and got ready with care. As she passed through the living room, she was thrown against the wall. Where do you think you're going? All perfumed. What is this? Ettore, didn't I tell you about the meeting at Gustavo's house? Gustavo, what's up? Calm down. Gustavo, he's Aloy's uncle. Why bother filling your head with worms? This is nothing but nonsense. Myrna pushed you. You're hurting me. Excuse me. We could go to the movies. But you prefer to stay behind this nonsense about spirits, and Clarice will be there. She has questionable behavior because of the annoyance with her. It's not about an annoyance. Clarissa has done something. A person doesn't change overnight. She was ugly as hell. Girl laughed overnight. Are you crazy? You're talking about 10 years ago. It's more than enough time to change. Eider shouted angrily. I got down. I don't want you near her, not even in the office. Understand? You can't demand that of me. If she asks me to type something, I'll have to obey. She's like my boss. Try to find a way to not have so much contact, because for nothing, and this talk of spiritual sessions in other people's houses smells like bullshit to me. How can you judge? You don't even know what goes on in there. Eider pouted. And what about me? What am I supposed to do? I'm going to be a fool and not go. He was even invited. Maria Elena Brandeo is going to this meeting. Rich people really have nothing to do. What nonsense. Eider. Maria Helena is a lucid woman. She believes in the immortality of the soul. And what's more, I'm going to ride with Clarice. Eider jumped. How about with her? I ask you to stay away. And you tell me with the utmost nerve that you're going with her. Why not? What's the problem? It's absurd. She's coming to pick you up too. Darling, I'm going to go by her building, which, by the way, is the same one where Aloy lives. Eider swallowed hard. In Aloy's building. You're telling me what Clarice moved to that building. She earned so well. It's none of my business if she earns well or not. She lives in that wonderful building. Great thing. We live well, too. Myrna burst out laughing. You're always picking on this apartment. You say it looks like a... Eider didn't let her finish. His eyes filled with fury, and he gave Myrna a resounding slap in the face. She lost control and fell to the floor. You ordinary woman lived in a room in a boarding house in Lapa, and now she lives here in Copacabana, is spitting on the plate she's eating from. She tried to compose herself, but received another violent slap. A trickle of blood began to run down the corner of her lip. Cretina, I gave my best. I put you in this apartment, and that's how you treat it like nothing. You need to value what you have. Stop, Eider, she begged in tears. I didn't mean to offend you. I don't know about your past. You're welcome, and I brought her into the house. That's how you show your consideration. Myrna shivered and tried to calm him down. I value you very much. I like you very much. I didn't explain myself well. I'm sorry. I apologize. Now go wash your face and don't come back late tomorrow morning. We have to work. Okay? After touching up her makeup, which was smeared with tears, and cleaning up the blood, Myrna hurriedly left without saying goodbye. She took the elevator and said, I was leaving the building when she heard someone greet her. She turned around and stopped walking. How are you doing? What are you doing here? I'm the one asking. Is work here, Madame Myrna? She shuddered. All she needed was that. I live here. Wow, what a coincidence. I've never seen it before. It must be the schedule. It could really be your name. Freitas, ma'am. Mine is Myrna. I'm living in 601, living with that Grosso. Madam doesn't deserve that man. He's not my boyfriend. We get along well. She lied. Everyone chooses what they want, right? Madame Myrna looked at her watch. Wow, I'm late about that other day. Freitas cut her off with a brusque gesture. I don't remember anything. Madam, it's not my problem. You can trust her. Myrna understood the message and winked at Freitas. Thank you. She became grateful and emotional. She left the building feeling safe. Freitas' eyes gave her confidence, but her mind was disturbed. She heard voices inside her head telling her not to trust everything. Be careful. Little did a voice say, you shouldn't trust people. Another voice said, desperate. She covered her ears, but the voices were in her mind. Another devastating voice appeared. You have to work hard. You did many wrong things. You could never have been so low on the moral scale. You sold your body. This is a sin. Go on. Live forever with disdain. You're no good, distressed, confused, and whimpering. Mira arrived at Clarissa's apartment. She, along with Rubinho and Aloy, was waiting with some anxiety. Rubinho was the first to speak. We're never late. The Sunday meeting only happens once a month. Sorry, I didn't mean to. It was Clarissa who noticed what happened. She hurt her lip. Aloy approached. How come this is a result of a slap? Myrna couldn't hold back her tears any longer. She buried her head in Rubinho's chest and let the tears flow freely. Aloy looked at Clarice, and they both shook their heads from side to side. They were right. Ida was actually physically assaulting her. Aloy took her hand gently. What's going on? This isn't the first time we've noticed this. It was Ida who hurt her. Mina nodded and became indignant. How dare you hit a woman? Why don't you come hit me? Clarissa intervened. Calm down like this. Nothing will be resolved. We can't vibrate in the same way as Ida. The anger won't do any good to change what happened. We need to calm down and maintain balance. Aloy agreed. It's true. We need to stay calm. Rubinho, this hasn't been happening since today. People at the office are talking about it. Myrna always has a mark, a welt, a scratch. He became even more indignant. And then no one does anything. No action is taken. What can we do? We need to take action. He does this often. Clarice asked. At first, he was kinder and more affectionate. I was going through a difficult time, and he helped me a lot. I'm grateful to him, but that doesn't justify it. Rubinho huffed. Violence doesn't solve anything. It only gets in the way. You're right, but he's disturbed when he drinks. He gets even more violent, and no one can stop him. If he continues like this, I'll have to fire him. Aloy replied, It's not a good time to think about what to do. Let's go to the meeting. I'm sure we'll receive help there. There were 5 left. IT was a few minutes to 9 p.m. when they arrived at Gustavo's house. He was waiting for them at the door. He knew they would arrive on time. Gustavo greeted everyone and led them to the meeting room. I'm coming. Maria, Helena, and Mario are here. You're the only ones missing. Sorry, Uncle Gustavo. He chuckled. Some entities tried to hinder your friend's arrival here. He lowered his voice and was beaten by her boyfriend. Aloy put her hand to her mouth. How are you, Mr. Sensitivity? My niece, Sensitivity, still stunned. Aloy was led with the others to the meeting room. Everyone was seated around a table. On it was a white tablecloth, a jug of water and glasses, some books. A small blue light illuminated the room. After a few moments, the body of one of the mediums present trembled slightly, and he began to speak with altered voice modulation. Thought is born with imagination. By imagining, we give strength to the thought, and it becomes a belief whose energy is impregnated in our aura as a material truth. That of our beliefs is made by the subconscious. So, that thought, when what we give strength to take shape, and the content of what we idealize is what scientists call thought forms, and we call energetic amoebas. I began the session talking about thought and the mechanism of how it transforms, since the vast majority of problems on Earth originate from what you think. You can imagine that almost 100% of everything that can hinder you is due to the way you think. This is no exaggeration. Thinking is as natural in our lives as breathing, but when we breathe, we get good air and exhale what is not good for the body with our thoughts. We are still unable to do the same. By feeding ourselves with toxic thoughts, we will create and attract painful and sad situations in our lives. A car accident, a serious illness, All of this can occur due to the poor management of the imagination. This entire explanation was given to ask just one thing of you. Start cultivating good thoughts. Any questions? Everyone was amazed by the explanation. Aloy asked what we can do to improve and get rid of the bad thoughts, the garbage we carry in our minds. Good question. Well, first, I need to learn to use the own strength and not expect anything from anyone. I know it is difficult and different from everything you have heard so far, but it is alone that you will be able to review your beliefs. Sincerely examine your true values. Work tirelessly to restore your inner health, responsible for the balance of the physical body and the healthy mind. This effort is valid because by acting in this way you will have the well-being you so desire. We will do a job today of capturing Mina's thought forms. She trembled. No one there knew the spirit through the medium. She continued, "There is no need to be scared. Myrna, in this house we all want to help you. You deserve it." She became emotional and said out loud, "Thank you," the spirit concluded. "From now on we will meeting every Sunday to carry out work to capture the negative thought forms of everyone who attends here is similar to the process of incorporating spirits, but there's a subtle difference. Gustavo received our instructions this afternoon and will continue with this part. Good evening." Everyone in the room mentally thanked the spirit. Then Gustavo asked those present to sit in the chairs placed in a circle in the corner of the room. Aloy Rubin and other colleagues sat down. Gustavo took another chair and placed it in the middle of the circle. He asked Myrn to sit in it. She entered the circle, sat down, and closed her eyes. She kept her torso erect, her palms facing upwards, extended along her legs. Gustavo ordered, "Now I want you to think about everything that afflicts you, everything you no longer want in your life. Think sincerely about everything you would like to see free from your mind." Myrna, moved, visualized everything she no longer wanted. The behaviors, the fears, the insecurities. She was tired of living life that way. Scenes and more scenes paraded through her mind. Suddenly, Gustavo issued a new order. "Now open your eyes, take a deep breath, get up and leave." Myrna was led to another corner of the room. She sat between Maria and Helena, and I want those seated in the circle to hold hands. Those behind her should place their hands on the head and forehead of those seated. Those seated should make contact with their guides, ask for protection, and let themselves be guided. Go deep into the emotion. A young woman began to sweat, and her breathing became labored. She captured Myrna's energetic amoebas and began to speak, crying, expressing all the afflictions that energetic concentration brought. Mina was stunned. They were the same voices that gave her no respite, throwing at her all the mistakes she had made during her life. After the work, a small closing prayer was said, and Gustavo asked everyone to gather again at the table. He offered Myrna a glass of water. After she drank, he asked how she feels. "Much better. It's as if a huge weight had been lifted from inside me. I confess, things were said that no one knows. It seems that my mind was with all the speakers. It is natural to feel lighter. The weight of the thought form varies according to its content. When the form is negative, the weight is greater. When it is positive, it has no weight because healthy thoughts are light as a feather. You are very tense, and now you will register a noticeable improvement. I am much better. This is good, but it is temporary. How does that mean I can get worse? Yes, you received help from friends who want the best for you. These amoebas are concentrations of energy that feed on our ideas and our thoughts. If you continue to think the same way, that is, if you continue with the same ideas about yourself and about life, if you do not look at your beliefs and start changing the way you see yourself in the world, it will be easy for this way to happen. The thought will come back with force. Now, if you change your ways, this form will not find nourishment and will disappear. It will wane. Do you understand the process? Yes, everything depends on me, only on you. Pay attention to the type of conversation you have with yourself. This is the key to your problems. Stop and see how much you attack yourself, how much you blame yourself, how much you criticize yourself. This blocks your enthusiasm. It prevents your happiness from surfacing. You deserve happiness and prevent it from being present in your life because you are intoxicated with negative thoughts about yourself. Change the way you look at yourself, and change will occur. Try it. I need to change my beliefs, but there are so many negative ones. If you need it, you can count on Admo's help. He is an excellent therapist and can help you identify and destroy these amoebas. I would love to, but I don't have the resources to pay a therapist. Goodbye, he interrupted me. I don't need to pay money in life. Everything is done on the basis of exchange. I guide you and help you free yourself from the thought forms that keep you from happiness. And you also help me. I don't know what I could give in return. Eloisa intervened. She is an excellent typist. Goodbye. Don't you live complaining? You have hundreds of letters to send, and you're always short on time. So there's a good exchange. You're a good typist. I am. You can ask Aloy and Clarice. I trust what you tell me. Myrna felt valued. She liked Adelmo. When can we start next week? What do you do on Saturday afternoons? I do the cleaning in my apartment, but I can transfer it to Sunday. The session lasts on average 2 hours. If you want, you have free time at 5 p.m. You come before and type the letters, and then we can start. I accept. I'm happy to receive help. Gustavo got up very well. Today we had another precious lesson from our friends from the astral. The spiritual guides know how to give us the right information at the right time. Not even in the United States have I seen a session like this. Maria Helena exulted. I'm very satisfied. It's what I was looking for. I'd love to be part of the group. It will be a great pleasure to have you with us, said Gustavo. Maria Helena fixed her eyes on his. They both felt a chill run down their spines. They lowered their eyes discreetly. The others didn't notice anything. Maria Helena introduced her brother to her friends. This is bad, yelled Myrna. She was talking excitedly with Adelmo. Clarice turned her back and felt her breathing stop for a moment. The same happened to Mario when he saw her. Pleasure. The pleasure is all mine. They both held hands and felt a small shock. Gustavo smiled. Mario led her to a corner of the room. This isn't a pickup line, but I don't know you from somewhere. I think it's impossible. Clarice said, laughing, You have a familiar face. Maybe you saw me at the factory in Belo Horizonte. Not really. Otherwise, I would have already approached you. You don't know how much I've changed in every aspect. The conversation flowed pleasantly until one moment Mario asked, Are you enjoying working with Dad? I'm really enjoying it. He's demanding, but I like your way. Will I be jealous? Clarice was embarrassed. Are you making me jealous? Singing to my face, I can't believe it. I've never felt anything like it. Sorry, you have enigmatic eyes. I like to go out for a snack. I didn't know how the meeting would be, and I didn't have dinner. I'd love to, but tomorrow is the day I have to get to work early. It's a little late, just a little. I'm driving. I don't know if it's okay. I came with my sister. She can drive and come back alone. Would you mind dropping me off at home later? Clarice laughed heartily. Besides singing to me, she also wants me to take her home. She'll also ask me to pay for the snack. Mario laughed heartily. No way. I'm a gentleman. The snack is on me, and if you want, I can drive your car. There's no need, okay? Let's go. Gustavo was at the door, saying goodbye to the others. Mario and Clarissa had just left. Maria Helena went to say goodbye. It was an unforgettable night. I was impressed with the work, the lecture, the pass, and especially with the capture of Myrna's thought forms. I'd like to come next week. It would be a pleasure. The house has its doors open. You're always welcome. Thank you, but I don't know if I can afford it. Follow them. This is a group that has been together for a long time. We lack people with the same philosophy as ours. We had more people participating in the meetings at the beginning, but unfortunately, as more study and reading became necessary, many left. The few who bravely resisted are extremely dedicated. I know you are a busy woman with a company on your back. Whenever you want, come. Thank you very much. Gustavo, I will organize my schedule and come to the meetings every Sunday. I like the environment and the seriousness with which you conduct your work. Your mediumship is outstanding. Gustavo smiled. The result of study, dedication, and above all, the observation of the mechanisms of life, learning from experiences, living and feeling. Furthermore, I need to always be available on the astral plane. Spiritual friends know they can count on me at any time. You are lucid, intelligent, and a very attractive man. Maria Helena cleared her throat. Gustavo smiled and took her hands gently. He brought them to his lips and, in an elegant gesture, placed a delicate kiss. He stole the words he had to describe her. She blushed. Their hands took a while to separate. We are kites. I liked you. I would also like to see you outside of the Sunday meetings, a dinner, a walk, or I would love to. How is your schedule for tomorrow night? Maria Helene hesitated. She didn't know how long her commitments were. She would need to speak to Eloy, but she had just left. I can call and confirm tomorrow morning. I don't have a schedule, and I don't know until what time I'll be working. I'll give you my card. I'll be at the company. Just pass the card to the receptionist. I'll wait for your call again. He placed a delicate kiss on Maria Helena's hand. I hope to see you as soon as possible. I also want to see you soon. Good night. Good night. She got into the car, feeling her heart pound. It had been a long time since I felt anything like this. I had had 1 or 2 relationships without major consequences in the United States. But Gustavo was different. He was mature, elegant, refined, and polite. He had virile and elegant gestures. He had a voice with a soft, velvety modulation. His wavy hair, gray at the temples, gave him charm. He was a very handsome man. Maria Elena sighed and started the car. With her heart pounding, she left Eloy's uncle's house. Gustavo said goodbye to his colleagues and went straight to his room. He was enchanted by Maria Helena. He had never felt something like this for anyone before. He knew it was her. As soon as he arrived, he undressed and put on his pajamas. He lay down, and with the image of Maria Helena in his mind, he fell asleep with a smile on his lips. Myrna returned home with Eloy and Rubinho. On the way, she kept talking nonstop. I can't believe what I saw and what I saw. Eloy was also amazed by what happened. Andy, you don't do this kind of work with strangers. You were lucky. Probably some spirit of God interceded on your behalf. And Uncle Gustavo never refuses a request from spiritual friends. How come? Myrna was astonished. You barely arrived at the group, and you were already attended to. A rare thing. Remember that a spirit that manifested itself through one of the mediums pronounced, "Your name is true." I was distressed at first, more out of shame, but then I felt such great peace that I let myself be guided. You were full of negative thoughts about yourself. You need to do a good job of self-acceptance, loving yourself unconditionally. Things like that are difficult, but not impossible, Eloy pointed out. If you're willing to change, I can lend you some books. You know English. Unfortunately, I don't know very well yet. I have some material translated into Portuguese. The study of energy and the power of thought is a subject still little explored in the country. I'll see what I have at home and lend it to you. I'm grateful, Myrna. When we met you, we felt something very strange around you. You already told me that, Eloy. My fault came from those amoebas that remained at the meeting. It must have been that subtle energy that you and Rubinho recorded. I'm not just talking about that. I'm not sure it was something. Spiritual disturbance. Uncle Gustavo was going to say something today, but after the guidance of the spirits giving new direction to work, he left the subject for another day. Do you really think I was having a spiritual disturbance? Yes, let's arrive early next week, and we'll talk to Uncle Gustavo. Rubinho intervened. We'll have to persuade Uncle Gustavo. It seems that today, Cupid was loose in that room. Everyone laughed. Eloy said with a smile, I'm very happy. I noticed that my uncle couldn't take his eyes off Maria Helena. A mood arose between them. She left very happy. Myrna returned. I saw her eyes. Maria Helena seemed to be in the clouds. Clarice also worked for years at Palada and never saw Mara with any girl as Dr. Brandeau's secretary. Some things always slipped out, but I never knew about them.